Hey, what's up, guys? Nine Toes here, and today I got some Rush gameplay in Operation Firestorm, and I wanted to showcase this entire round to you guys, simply because of I at the end of this round I get the ace ribbon for basically essentially just playing the objective, and I just wanted to kind of showcase and highlight just kind of how simple it kind of can be. It does start with a couple fundamentals, obviously playing a role and knowing well, let me back up. I guess another way to say this is having a little tunnel vision, if you will. May or may not get some guys that are going to be with me on top of this, if you will. But if you're going to play Rush on the attacker side, here I totally rolled the dice. And because I know there's a couple of great hiding places, in there, especially for that Alpha MCOM. But this Bravo MCOM, unfortunately, was booby trapped. Unfortunately for me, but again, it's just like I said, kudos to this guy for at least doing it at the very least, to defend obviously their MCOM. He's gonna run out and obviously try to take out or disarm Alpha, which he's not gonna get there in time. I'll obviously get that one. But at any rate, here's what I was trying to say earlier about playing your role, etc. Is when you are obviously selecting guns and classes and all that good stuff. I'm not someone who's going to obviously tell you how to play this game or necessarily what to do. It's not my business. You do obviously as you please and choose, but just remember something. I mean, for case in point, Operation Firestorm is a very vehicle heavy map. So you got jets and tanks and jeeps and what have you. It does make sense, obviously, to have an engineer, to come in and obviously help out with those things, which is obviously what I'm doing here. I'm running engineer, but I've noticed that a couple guys on the defender side, and even one of the guys on my squad, were running recon with sniper rifles. Now, again, I'm not going to be the guy that's going to necessarily tell you how to play the game or what to do. But I don't think that was the smartest maneuver, to obviously come in with, ballistic 12x scoped sniper rifles. Had I not fallen off those pipes, I would have had the health to obviously survive that gunfight. But the guy that was behind me, I was hoping he was still alive so I could spawn back on him. But because I got spotted, he got spotted, and we both got taken out. But it's play smart, and that's I've mentioned that back in my Bad Company 2 videos. Play smart, and here's another example of it. Is here I'm taking the Jeep, guy spawns on me, and he just starts firing the gun just because. I asked him, "Is there something out there?" He goes, "No, just I feel like doing it." Well, if you play with a headset, you'll hear that you can hear a little bit, the direction that gunfire is coming from, and we can get easily picked off and spotted just because we're making noise. The engine itself in this Jeep is already making enough noise as it is, so that exactly wasn't a good idea of playing smart. It wasn't me, obviously, as you can see, but again, use your head is my whole point. Is play smart. You have to, if you're going to attack, I like to think like a defender. Great places to hide, etc. I noticed that because someone spotted, this defender, I knew someone was nearby and close, and I figured, let me go take a look up here, and wouldn't you know it, it's a camping bush monster. So, easy dog tag for me. Again, here's a guy with this, with a sniper rifle. I just don't get it. Did he really think that, from that perspective, he can? Well, whatever. He's obviously, if that's what he's comfortable with, then maybe, God bless. That's your thing. But me personally, I don't think it's the most intelligent thing, to do. If you have, I guess, a knack or a skill for it, go for it. But here's what cracks me up: you got an armed AMCOM next to you as a defender. There's two defenders out there, and they both let it basically go. They both, didn't even bother to try to, disarm it. Cracks me up. Since I know I got spotted, I'm gonna obviously take off and flank around. You'll notice that in this round I never run up the middle, flank the hell out of these guys, and take the road less traveled. Why? It kind of makes sense there. It's because I don't want to get spotted. I want to be as ninja as possible. So that I can, number one, I move up so my team can obviously spawn on me, and so that obviously we get a a better perspective, if you will, on the objective. And it's here I made kind of a stupid mistake. I never even reloaded my gun. Otherwise, that dude, I just gave away my position by basically doing this. So that was a completely stupid mistake on my part. Of course, the not sure what he was doing by running around, but like that, because he just kind of almost gave away my position in a sense. But again, that goes back to playing smart and choosing your role and all that good stuff. So that's like I said, this kind of got to all be said, is just kind of know what the hell you're doing at all times, and obviously, help out and assist. Here I spawned on him, and well, there's a defender that knows that he's there. He's gonna go right for the disarm, as he should, and I ended up basically taking him out. I got a little cocky here with the pistol whip. I actually really should have what do you call it, taken him out with the with my carbine, but is what it is. And, at the end of it, you make certain decisions, and again, I'm gonna have to obviously live with that one. But again, like I said, it's about playing smart, and in that particular case, I probably could have handled it a little differently. I just figured that if I switched to the handgun, and in that instant, I didn't see the second recon guy behind him. I just saw the one, so I figured I got a better shot. At any rate, so as we're pretty much kind of wrapping up, this second half, of the MCOMs, here I noticed, here's kind of a guy on Overwatch. Not sure what his deal was. He didn't move, after all that, but whatever. Okay, I'll take him out. I'll light this wick right here, and hang out and make sure that we defend it, and that we get it, so we can obviously move on, to the next set of MCOMs. And this is that's another thing. Is keep it moving, keep it pushing. Just light it, and make certain you keep an eye out. So many people I've seen just basically, they go running around and far away from the MCOM, and they're looking for kills for the defenders coming in for the to rush in to defend it. And that's kind of playing a little selfishly, if you will, because that's another thing I also want to kind of touch on. Is I've seen, especially when I'm playing with blueberries, guys just doing some ridiculous, just random dumb shit. I mean, they're running out in the middle of the street and trying to take dog tags, and you see them because you see the arms wailing, like they're trying to basically get a tag, or get their stab on or whatever. But and they end up getting killed, and it was stupid because you're wasting tickets. And if you're an attacker, you've only got 75 tickets, to take out your MCOM. And in the beginning, it sounds like a lot, but then if you keep making silly, dumb mistakes, it ends up it costs your team. If you're a defender, you have as many tickets as you need to do so. So, like, this guy's coming in for the disarm. I take him out, but then, of course, his guy, I had no idea he was even in there, comes in with a pistol whip on me. But again, I want to say he was probably in that building in the second story and just jumped down and took me out. I'm guessing. Or he was on the roof. But the point being is that basically, even though I took that one dude out, I basically wasted a ticket in a sort of way. But then again, he was pretty well hitted. So last MCOM is now finally armed. Again, I'm looking around, keeping an eye out, making certain that the defenders don't come in obviously for the disarm. And I'm hearing and looking at my mini map that there's obviously something here going on to my left. That guy gets obviously taken out and killed. And what I was trying to do is actually switch to my RPG, but take one to the head. So is what it is at the end of the day. We ended up getting the win, and like I mentioned to you before in the beginning of the video, I ended up getting the ace ribbon on this. So, and I really didn't do much. As you can see, even KD, nothing super epic, obviously. The defenders lost 3 of their guys, so they obviously didn't want to sit this one through the end. So there you have it, guys. Just want to bring you a little something, plus a little discussion on playing the objective, playing your role. And well, at the very least, I hope you enjoyed. Anything that you want to say and add to, obviously the comments are down below. All right, guys, catch you next time.